and respectfully, it's too late, right? As far as like comparison, because you did put that on the table to say that fatherhood is more, right, of a thankless job. I have to disagree with that, only because I get how motherhood can be celebrated and everybody's in an uproar. Well, maybe they deserve that praise because I did push a human out of me. No disrespect to men and what they do and what struggles they face, but I'm sorry, I brought a whole spirit being here that into a physical being. That is something magical. And yes, I
And
have
that's
the
why
milk.
women
Hold
are
on, let me finish. Let me finish. I have the milk. I have the milk. I am the nurturer. That is my job as a woman, to nurture. And I honestly think, that is going to be in a way rewarded, right? Because I'm supposed to be the nurturer. But as men, y'all are taught not to feel, not to give, not to show emotion. Y'all are taught to be, hard body and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, is it that it's not thankless, or half of the men are not always present in the homes? Now, whether that's by choice, whether that's by I was just out here freaking that girl, so I'm just leaving her with a baby, whether that was by the system and they're locked up for whatever reasons, it's so many different, that's the spectrum, right, of where fathers exist in children's lives. But I'm not gonna sit up here and act like motherhood is like, oh, like fatherhood is like more, is less thank than being a mother. Like, I can't say that. If you got a healthy household, I love my daddy, I love my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't a healthy household, and I knew who was there, who was gonna be making sure that certain things for me was taken care of regardless of the situation. And that's most of y'all. Like, right, I don't know who was raised by who, but we can't just let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not compare it like it's not like I ain't pushing human out of me. You feel me? Like, let's not do that.
I mean, but
Yeah,
you just gave every reason as to why women.
exactly what you did, though. You sit there and said motherhood is a thankless job. You didn't say parenthood is a thankless job. You said motherhood. So you already separated and tried to make the mother more important than the father. You lay down the gauntlet. You threw down the gauntlet when you
Well, I was
said
only
that.
saying that
If
because
you
we was
sit there and
talking
said
about.
parenthood is a,
I'm
what'd you say,
sorry. Go ahead.
ma'am? If you had said parenthood is a thankless job, okay, you're right. That's true. Because it really is. We need to stop like these. There's no bad mothers out here. Even though you gave birth, don't mean ain't no bad mothers out here. It's
Oh
some
yeah.
raggedy ass mothers out here who ain't shit. Some of y'all was raised by your grandmothers. Some of y'all was raised by your aunties because your ragged ass mammy didn't want to deal with you. Your ragged ass daddy wasn't around. So guess somebody had to raise that son bitch. So we can't act like this, man.
All right, let me go ahead and get King Talk TV now. Go ahead.
All right. So I was gonna say this. I want to try to challenge us to stay away from the who has it tougher, and understand that both sides are saying that they feel like it's a thankless job, so that the other side can step up and do a little bit better. Because normally I come on here and I speak about things from a perspective that's a little bit different than the other guys, but I do want to bring this up. As men, we don't get a break from the job, right? When we're on the clock for the job, there is no time off. Every month between your menstrual cycle, your premenstrual cycle, and your postmenstrual cycle, you have a designated break where we have to understand whatever it is you're going through, and we have to just kind of step back and allow you to have your moment. There are no designated breaks for the active black man in a relationship. We're on the clock 24/7, 365. Unless unless we're intubated in a hospital, we're on the job. So
King, how can you say that that's a break for us when I'm literally sitting there bleeding? Please
okay,
tell me how that is a break.
so look, I could see how that could be distracting. Let me clarify. What I
Okay.
mean by this is there are moments when you're allowed to step back from your responsibilities, and we have to understand.
Because I'm bleeding
Mm,
and
I'm
cramping.
Okay, so let me put it to you like this.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one, King. You had me, then you lost me.
Hold on.
Okay.
That when that is happening, a good percentage of women are experiencing moments when they are more emotionally sensitive. Am I making that up?
No,
No,
that's true.
you are correct.
And,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
okay, and I'm saying in those moments, we have to we have to somewhat shut up and give you a pass on however you speak or choose to interact. choose to receive the words coming out of our mouth. We could be talking about what we're going through, and you could receive it as how it made you feel from the way that we said it. And it could send things in a different direction if we don't remind ourselves to dial it back and allow you that moment. That's the moment I'm referring to.
But see, I think in that time, that's the opportunity, especially in a relationship, for the bond to deepen. And I mean that where instead of men taking their hands off and say, you know what, you got it because you on a rag. No, okay, baby, I know you bleeding, but hold on now. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to talk, you don't have to say it like that, or, da da da. Like, whatever it is, there still is a moment for leadership in there to say, I get it, but, I'm a human. Just because we're bleeding doesn't mean I get to rage and purge the evil on top of your head. That's not cool. The same way I have to agree with Hink and say, Hink, you right. It is some what you call. I don't know what you called them. I love how you said that these women sometimes. Oh, we was raised by our grandmammies because some of these women are not right. I agree that there are women out here that use their words as a sword and they hurt and they cut and then they might duck under the geist of I'm on my cycle, so you got to understand. And shout out to the men who can even conceptualize that is a time for us, right? Because we have actually, King. There are 3 to 4 different seasons, right? And I have a book that backs this up about, that's something deeper, right? That I could talk about at a different level. But there are 4 different seasons that I experience as a woman a month. And so what I'm saying to say that is that's to me a time that we can bond and understand each other better. But I don't think it should be considered a break and that it's one is better than the other. If anything, because I'm on this time, we're both being mindful, but now I'm heightened. My sensitivities are not just heightened and I'm just a wreck. No, my sensitivities are heightened because I'm a spiritual being. And guess what? I might download some shit this time. I'm doing some transmuting of the energy in this relationship. I'm releasing. It's a full moon tonight in Aries. Like, y'all know, we can take it there, but all I'm saying is we have to
Remy,
consider.
that's a very small percentage of women that will have that idea.
I was just
But you
about
know
to
what? I just think it has to do with
That's
not being educated.
an extremely small percentage
But we're
of
not
women
You're a
educated.
wonderful outlier.
that will react like that.
You're
You have to just how you guys were saying how us men don't date men. Y'all women aren't dating women, so y'all don't understand what it is that King is actually saying, because the truth is that first day or that day before, when y'all don't want to be touched, you just want to be in bed, we still have to be proactive as to us being the man. So that at that time, if you don't want to cook, you don't want to have to deal with the kids, whatever the case may be, it's on the man to take on that responsibility as he's already doing, So it's what you said actually strengthened it, because even in that case, if we're using your example of how it is that you may react, it's still on the man to step up and say, okay, well, let's bond more while you're experiencing this. Because in most cases, you're not going to walk up to him and be like, oh, I'm cramping, let's bond. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not what's going to happen.